Hi, I'm Xavier Howard with Wilderado Calico. Today we're going to interview Mark Richards.
All right, hey Mark, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jax. Nice to
Pleased to meet you, Jax.
see you. We're gonna do an interview. I was just gonna ask a couple questions, see what your process is of why you're here. So, what ignited your interest to come down to the company? Like, what made you think that Wilderado? Like, I'm gonna go down there and see what this is all about.
That's an interesting question. I'm going to hit you with some authentic truth.
Perfect.
About a month after you had your original first sale, I lost my oldest son. He was 38. We loved him dearly. And we lost him in a tragic way. And that was in March. And I worked really hard with my wife to kind of stay in the same world, because the grieving process was very, very, very hard for us. And my youngest son, Ian, was getting married in July. So it was a really happy, a lot of excitement. And when we made it through that, we endured the sadnesses and the moments afterwards. And when we reached the point where we had finished with the wedding, it was like, okay, what now? And I had a great job. I was making more money than I had ever made in my life. I have a wonderful farm. I have a 106-acre farm in Friendship, Maryland. I own my equipment. I have a lot of things that I worked really hard to get to where I was. And I had wonderful friends. I have wonderful grandsons. But that spark that I had had since I was this high had dimmed. I was overcome by a sadness that had come into my life, and there wasn't a lot that I could find that would, I'll say, take my mind off of that. And I know that the Wilderado documentary came out December 26th. Shortly after the first of the year, January, I was down in my den office, which has all of my stuff from my travels, a lifetime of travels around the world, and I had a previous life as a cowboy, and I was sitting down there that night, and I had that bit of sadness, and I pulled up the YouTube. I just wanted a diversion, just something for a while to take my mind off of it. And maybe something with cowboys and horses, or something from a good part of my life that I remembered. And as I was searching, I saw this painting come up. And there's a cowboy standing there with a bunch of kids coming off the back of it. It said, Wilderado. Wow. I was drawn right in immediately. So what did I do? I pressed play. And I was touched. And that night, I made my reservations to fly down to Texas. I said, I'm gonna go to that sale. I don't know why. God sent me. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when I get there. But I figure if he took me this far, he'll show me the way. And so I grabbed my hat, my boots, my spurs, my bags, and my saddle. And I headed to the high plains of Texas. I was going to buy some cattle. And that's what brought me to Wilderado and to see the sale.
Well, that's perfect. What kept you coming back and willing to travel here from Maryland? 'Cause that's not an easy flight. I mean, it's just keep going back and forth. It's got to be something.
There's an old movie from way before you were born, and it's called Jeremiah Johnson. And Jeremiah Johnson had a scene where after Jeremiah had been in the mountains for a long time, and he'd learned the ways of the mountains, and old Will Greer, a grizzly, comes up to him and he says, "Pilgrim, you come far. Were it worth the trouble?" And Jeremiah Johnson looks at him and he says, "What trouble? It's no trouble to come back here a second time. This is. I have absolutely no reservation, no doubt about where I'm supposed to be this weekend, or for now. It is where I'm supposed to be." So I hope that answers that part of the question.
Do you plan on coming back for the rest of the years that we're out in this stuff?
Every year until I die.
Perfect.
Great to know.
But truth of the matter is when I'm gone, you can bet I'll still be watching.
Oh, yeah. People are going to know who you are.
I hope so. And it's not so much for me, truly, because for me, one of the greatest things about coming here is that, one, I believe in the future of the kids. Mm-hmm. I believe in the younger generation. I'm 63 years old. I've been rode hard and put away wet many times. I've got more scar tissue on the back of my hands than most people get in a lifetime. And this is such a unique opportunity, not just for you kids. As you grow into adulthood, you are learning skills that you will take with you for the rest of your lives. Jackson, you and I were talking earlier, the business that you're learning, it's not like you guys have to wait until you graduate to go out into the business world. By gosh, you have drawn that business world right into you, and instead of trying to push it away and say, "I'm not ready yet," it's like, what's next? So that is what is an awesome thing. Now, the thing is that it is about you continuing your education with an agriculturally based center, I'll say. And that might be ag finance. That might be ag marketing. America has lost touch with their food supply. They have lost touch with how hard the American farmer and rancher work to put a steak on that table. 900 million times a day. Let that sink in. So we have got to reconnect America with the American farmer and rancher. And we have to find a way to reach out to them and pull them closer and say, "Folks, this is what it takes to put your food on your table." And these are the kinds of people that do it. And they care a lot. They care a lot for people they don't even know. They're working to put a good steak on that table, a clean steak. A clean beef supply.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I was going to ask how you heard about Wilderado, but that one got answered. So let's move on to what made Texas the destination over Maryland?
I could literally, because I'm very fortunate and blessed. Mm-hmm. And you have to realize that I've worked so hard over the years. I have started and built several companies. My brother and I had started a company that did a lot of research and development for suicide prevention among veterans. Mm-hmm. And so I've been blessed with being able to take all of the 45, 50 years. Even I started working when I was 9 years old, so had my first bank account at 9 years old. So for me, it was that kind of a thing. So I'm able to take all of that wisdom and experience and bring it to play in the position that I am now, where I'm the director of recruiting for a company. And so I can talk to people from all over the world, all over the country, and I find jobs for veterans, I find jobs for disabled veterans, and people like that. So the real key is that you take a lot of that business that you've learned about and make it work for you. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, perfectly. What has been your favorite part about being down here with the kids? What has been the highlight of your trips?
About that wide? It's everything. That's just it. And I brought my best friend Russ we've been best friends for 35 years. We fought together. We are as close a battle brothers as you could ever imagine. I introduce him as my brother. And my best friends in the world are my brother Dick and my brother Russ. And I brought him down here, so from Maryland. So it's kind of interesting. Every now and then, sometimes I get off on a tangent. You're going to have to bring me back to what the question was. What was the question again? So what was your point again that you had asked?
What's your favorite part?
Well, my favorite part, that's just it, is Russ and I, we've worked so long and we know such a network of people that for us, we're like, my God, the sky, the big sky, the scale of Texas, the scale of production. This is impressive. It's all my favorite. From talking to you kids and you knowing who I am and being able to have a conversation about it, that's an awesome part of this for me. Not sure who's getting the most out of this, me or you. You know, I might be coming to buy some cattle and talk to kids and give them benefit of my knowledge, but look at what I get.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I get to see, you know, I mean, the cowboys that you have working for the company. This is not of the Eastern world. Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with it and I know it because I traveled and rodeoed and been all out here, but this is unique. There's a lot of high schools in other areas of the country. There is no way they would allow a student to climb on the back of a horse that could A, B, C, D, do, you know, much less rope cattle and brand. You've got a hot branding iron? Let's get OSHA in here and get you protected. You're rolled up and they got a branding. Okay, he can't hurt himself. You know, you're responsible for yourselves in a lot of this, okay? These cowboys out there, they're futzing with you know, 2,000-pound irritated beef. It can go sideways at any moment. And so for them, you know, this is real. This is authentic. You know, you can't pretend or fake what those kids are doing out there. You can't fake the kids that are passing out the circulars to the people and greeting the people. You can't fake the young guys that are doing interviews with clients and customers. You can't fake that. So the authenticity is probably one of my favorite things about coming here. Aside from the cattle and the horses and the people and the big sky and come on, man. You know, why wouldn't I come here? You kidding?
You've done a lot for this company. Why?
I don't know that I've done much of anything.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think you know the answer?
No.
We'll find out together. But I got a sneaking suspicion that God has sent me through a very varied path through life. I've climbed the highest mountains. I've been in the darkest jungles. dry as deserts. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly for a long time. And somehow, he brought me to Wilderado. So when we find out why I'm here, we'll both know. Okay, but I got a sneaking suspicion it's because God loves me, and He sent me here to maybe to heal, maybe to help others. You know, who's angel? Am I your angel, or are you guys my angel? You know, it's His will. I'll go with that. That's why I'm here. That's the best I got.
Well, I had one more question. That was, do you see yourself coming back? But I guess I don't really need to ask that after.
The only time that I don't see myself coming back, I'm pretty sure I'm coming back. Hey, I'll come back as long as the good Lord gives me the ability to come back. I will be here. So, if that answers your question, I hope it does. Every day is a gift from God. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.